Have you heard of Bill 44? Essentially, it allows you, the homeowner, to have a secondary suite, garden home, triplex, or reconstruct 4 units on your property lot. In today's video, we'll be breaking down Bill 44, the key features and challenges. Stick around till the very end to hear my professional opinion on this new bill. Let's get into it right away. On November 30th, 2023, the provincial government ran by the NDP and David Eby introduced a bunch of new housing bills, and one of the key new bills introduced was Bill 44. So let's get into what Bill 44 is. Essentially, Bill 44 allows those municipalities here in British Columbia with a population of 5,000 and over to build more housing on their existing residential lots. So here's an example. If you're a homeowner, you have an ability to add a secondary suite, build a garden home, or you can have up to 3 to 4 units. If your home is situated near a bus stop, you can potentially build up to 6 units. Essentially, what Bill 44 is, it creates more housing for homeowners, tenants, and it allows home builders to build homes faster and create more units. The next thing this bill introduces is flexible housing solutions. Bill 44 eliminates the lengthy rezoning processes. If you're a homeowner with a lot below 280 square meters, you can build up to 3 units on your lot, while larger lots can accommodate up to 4 units, and those homes near a transit stop can build up to 6 units. Another key feature of Bill 44 is streamlining the development. Bill 44 makes it easier to build a lot more homes, curbing the current public hearing processes for zoning updates, and it puts more pressure on the municipal governments to speed up their decision-making process when they're processing applications. If you are a homeowner that owns a home around the Mill Lake area, you still might be wondering if you can subdivide your lot into 2 lots. As of June 2024, the City of Abbotsford will be updating their rules and regulations on what lots can be subdivided and which ones cannot be. So if you're thinking about subdividing, go speak with the City of Abbotsford Planning Department to get more information. My key takeaways for this bill is it makes it easier for home builders, developers to build more units, and it eliminates or streamlines the redevelopment process so you're not dealing with the City of Abbotsford or the other municipalities. And it also puts more pressure on the municipalities to make their decisions faster. Not only that, folks, but this bill will create more homes for local residents and tenants. Let's talk about some of the challenges this bill can impose. The first one is with infrastructure. If you already look at the infrastructure of the City of Abbotsford, it's quite outdated. Yes, we have grown by a population to 175,000 people, but if you look at our roads, there are still roads that need to be widened, and we need to improve our transit. So some of the challenges this new bill can impose on infrastructure include water, sewage, putting pressure on the government to widen roads, and essentially also it creates challenges with parking. The second challenge that might occur with this new bill is an increase in home and fire property insurance. The third potential challenge is with property taxes. How is that going to work when these units are developed and built? Also, another thing to keep in mind is, folks, when developers or builders are building these type of homes now, they're going to have to factor in purchase cost and building cost for each unit, and yet we don't know what the potential resale value is going to be. Some of the new duplexes that I've seen built here in Abbotsford, the starting price ranges from $1.1 to $1.3 million. Last week, I was at City of Abbotsford talking to a planning technician to get more information on this bill. And what they told me was that the height restrictions for these homes will remain the same with the existing homes. So essentially, what you would have is a duplex with 1 unit on one side, then you would have a second unit on the right side, and then you would have the 2 units below ground. Another thing to keep in mind is the 6 unit. What I've heard from talking to other professionals is that we're going to see those 6 units approved in municipalities in the Lower Mainland, like Vancouver, Burnaby, Richmond, New Westminster. Last week, I was looking into a property for a client in Chilliwack, and I had asked them that, are you guys going to be allowing 6 units? And the representative of City of Chilliwack told me that, hey, at this time, City of Chilliwack will not be allowing 6 units, and this is something we're going to have to see whether these 6 units will be permitted here in Abbotsford. My professional opinion on this bill is kind of mixed. It is a good thing, yet is a bad thing as well. If you're a first-time home buyer or someone that's getting into the housing market, you're going to be spending $1.2 to $1.3 million of buying a residential home. And the people that I'm working with or representing on the buyer end that are buying homes, they're looking to buy a home for their families. They're not looking to redevelop. The thing to keep in mind, folks, is as interest rates come down, down, we're going to see the prices of residential lots go up higher. Another thing to keep in mind, folks, it's election season. So you're going to see David Vybe and his colleagues introduce a lot of housing bills that sound great in theory, but don't make sense. Let's just talk about some of the few things that the NDP have introduced. The first one is the BC speculation tax. Each year, homeowners are required by law to fill out this form. Yet when you look into the stats, only 1% of the homes are impacted by this bill, which means it's not very effective. The other thing they continue to talk about is money laundering and foreign buyers. Those people have been non-existent in this market for a very long time. The other thing that the NDP introduced last year was removing rental restrictions across the province. And when you look into the research, the NDP government and David Eby did not consult with those people that were providing valuable information, letting them know that, hey, when you have a building with rental restrictions, they actually have less units available for rent in comparison to those buildings that don't have any rental restrictions. So how this impacted a first-time home buyer is now when you're looking to buy a unit in these complexes that no longer has rental restrictions, you're competing with investors, and you've noticed the resale value of these buildings has gone a lot higher. The next thing is the cooling off period. What we're still seeing is people are still writing subject-free offers, and most of the time, folks, if someone is in a multiple offer scenario and they write a subject-free offer, there's a very good chance that individual is not going to walk away from the purchase because it might be a very long time before they find the same home come on the market. Another thing that we're hearing about that hasn't come out yet is when you're a buyer that's looking to buy a tenanted property, now they're saying that they're going to change the notice from 2 months either to 4 to 6 months, which makes no sense. The NDP is on a war against landlords and investors. They're making it harder for people wanting to buy in and keep the rental product. So coming back to this, we'll need some time to see how effective Bill 44 really is with helping our housing crisis here in BC. If you found today's content valuable, my only ask is that you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel so you can be the first one to learn about what's happening in your Abbotsford real estate market. For more information about the Abbotsford home buying process, feel free to download my guide in the link below. I'm Dhindsa, and I'll see you next week.